Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a loop tutorial of Ed Sheeran's Galway Girl. It was a request from a subscriber of mine called Henry. Cheers Henry, hope you like it, hope it's helpful and all that. Specifically, Henry's asked for the version of the song that Ed's been playing on his recent Divide tour. I need to start by saying that I've got a Boss RC30 loop station. Ed's loop station that he uses live is colossal. It's a bit like the RC300, but even more advanced than that, to be fair. So his pedal's got start-stop buttons for each channel individually. Obviously, I need to press the stop button for 2 seconds to flick over to the other channel. So it's a little bit more difficult. And something that I've always thought that this pedal lacks is a start-stop all button. You can't even program the FS5U, I think the pedal is, that you can add to this. You can't even program that to be the start stop all button. So if anyone from Boss is watching, by the way, add that to this pedal and it will be the perfect loop station. So I'm going to get straight in with the first loop that Ed does, which is his bass drum sound that he does by hitting the strings down near the bridge of the guitar. So that sound. With a PA system, by the way, that can sound absolutely awesome, especially with a piezo pickup under the bridge. It's one of the only reasons that I use 2 pickups in this guitar. I much prefer the sound of my sound hole pickup for the strings themselves, but that sound through a PA sounds wicked. So the rhythm that you want goes like... and that should be the loop. So I'm not going to lay the loops down just yet because I want to explain each layer before I go looping down, because it's a bit confusing listening to the loops while trying to talk. So after you've done that layer, what Ed does next is the snare drum sound, and he doesn't even let the loop play over. He goes straight in with the snare drum sound, which he does just with his fingernails, that sound. So just over and over again. Getting the timing right on that can be a little bit difficult, but once you get the hang of it, it's okay. And then what Ed does after that is he grabs a pick out of his mic stand and he elaborates a little bit, so he'll add a bit of rhythm. You'll notice that Ed does that quite a lot, so that's the next thing that I'll do when I do that. And at that point, I need to flick over to the second channel, because the riff that he plays, which is really fiddly. I've only taught myself that riff about 10 minutes ago, so it's a bit rusty. But the riff that he plays needs to drop out at certain parts in the song, and the beat needs to stay there. So it needs to be on channel 2 of the loop station, which, as I said before, is done by pressing and holding the stop button on this pedal. On the RC300, you won't need to switch the channels over because they've got their own pedals. You might be wondering, by the way, why today I'm not showing you the pedal. It's this temporary setup that I've got. My interface is on the printer, which isn't something that I normally do. As I said in my last video, I've not got my shelving set up or anything, so I've only got one camera set up today, so apologies about that, but I'm going to try and explain everything that I'm doing with the pedal as I go along. So the difficult bit is the riff, and it's really fiddly, really difficult to do. It sounds something like... and when played to the tempo of the actual song, well, I've not managed to get it right yet, so it could be quite a few takes before I get this right. And then he repeats that riff with his voice as well. And then he does it an octave higher, so... I think he does it full voice, or some of it full voice and some of it falsetto. That reminds me, I need to plug my microphone in. Because it's a temporary setup, I don't have this microphone on a stand, so I'm going to have to pick the mic up to do that bit, but obviously it's the same difference if it's on a stand or whatever, so put that down there for now. So I'm going to go straight in and do the loops, the beat first, and as I've just explained, it should sound something like this. fast forward slightly. I've just tried to do the loop thing, and because there seems to be some kind of latency going on between the guitar and the interface and my headphones, so getting it in time is proving quite difficult. So I'm not going to do the bit where I said he elaborates with the pick, because that bit I just can't get in time. But you can add that if you're using speakers rather than headphones, it'll be a lot easier than how I'm trying to do it. So yeah, it should sound like this. So as I said, once that beat is done, I'm flicking over now to channel 2 on the loop station by pressing and holding the stop button to go in with the riff, which is the difficult bit. As I said, I've not managed to get it right yet, so let's have a go at it, shall we? Told you. So once you've got that riff done on the guitar, I know that wasn't perfect, but I've only learnt it, as I said, not long ago. Ed then does the same thing with his voice, 1 octave, and then goes an octave higher. So something on the lines of... Again, I know that doesn't sound perfect. It's the first time I've done it, but pretty much just so that you get the idea of how to do it. Now I'm going to teach you how to play that riff. It's quite fiddly. In fact, I'm going to move the camera. My apologies if you can't hear me very well, but I've moved further away from the microphone. So that riff, I'll play it really, really slowly, and hopefully you'll just be able to follow it. I'll try and explain as best as I can. So yeah, the riff. I've had to move the camera just to get a bit closer. My capo is on the 4th fret of the guitar there, and that just makes things easier because you've got a lot more open strings and things as well. So we're starting on the D string, which is obviously the 4th string from the top there, so that string, and we're going to play from the 2nd fret in relation to the capo. Obviously that's actually the 6th fret because we're on the 4th fret with the capo. So and it starts with the 2nd fret and then open, so, and then back onto the 2nd fret, so, and then jump over to the G string and open. So the whole thing so far is, and then the next section on the D string again, we're jumping between the 2nd, 4th, 2nd and open. So and then we're back onto the D for 2nd and then open. So all together so far we've got, it is actually a lot more difficult to explain how to play this than to actually play it, I think, just because there's so many notes in a short space of time. So yeah, what I'm playing here I don't think is exactly the same as what Ed plays, by the way, but it's as close as I could get in a short space of time. So yeah, then so far we've got, and then the next section is so second, second, open, second, and then open on the D string, and then that run that we had between the 2nd and 4th fret. But then we're on the 2nd fret of the D string, staying on the D string. So, can you see that? So far we've got so I'll do that really slowly again for you. And then there's a jump right the way to the top E string, this string here, and we're on the 3rd fret, so third, 2nd, open, all on that top E string, and then back to the 2nd, open, and then the 3rd on the B string. So what I'm actually playing there is, so 3, 2, open, 2, open, over to the B string, 3, open, and then on the G, 2nd fret, open, I believe. Yeah, and then that riff between the 2nd and 4th frets. You remember that one from before? And then to end it, we've got open, 2, open. So open on the D string, 2nd on the D string, and open on the G string. So that's like quite a quick thing. So all together so far, the whole thing start to finish is hope that makes sense. It is a really, really fiddly thing to play, and singing along to it's not easy either, to be fair. But yeah, I'll play it once more for you. I know you can go back in the video to find out how to play it, but and then once you've got those riffs down, you're going from a C shape, the actual chords of the song, from a C shape to a G, to a D, back to the C, C, G, D. So sorry, I don't actually know the words to the song. I probably should have learned that first. And then you've got the rappy bits in the verses go from an E minor shape to a G, then a D to a C. And that's literally just repeated, so just that's the whole verse section. What I sometimes like to do with a lot of songs, not only Ed's songs, but wherever there's a D, sometimes I like to play the F sharp bass note. So instead of, because that D sometimes lacks a low note, I'll add that in. So you've got, anyway, that's the chords to the song, as I said. The reason that I play the riff onto the second channel of the loop station, let me just pick that up. The reason that I play the riff into the second channel of the loop station is so that I can drop it out for those verse sections that start with the E minor. Please, obviously, I'm not going to do any more looping and stuff now, but if there's anything that I haven't explained properly, just get in touch with me using the comment section below this video on YouTube. You can also get me on Twitter at TweedNelson, and I'll answer your tweet. Just tweet to me asking me any questions. If there's anything that I've not done properly, just get on either the comment section or Twitter, and I will get back to you at some point. Obviously, I've got a lot on at the minute, but yeah, I hope that was helpful for you. And Henry, let me know how you get on with your performance of it once you've gone through it. And the trick to any of these songs is just play it over and over and over again. That riff, lay the beat down onto your loop station and play that riff over and over again. And the more you play it, the more competent you'll get at it, and the better it'll become. As I said, I've only played it a handful of times, so that's why I'm really rusty with it. But hope it's been helpful, and I hope to see you soon. I'm going to do as many videos as possible now. I intend to get some shelving up here so that I've got some speakers, so I don't have to use these for everything. And other than that, yeah, I'll probably do a setup video at some point, because that's something that loads of people have asked me for on my Shape of You tutorial. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe if you haven't already as well. My Shape of You tutorials had like 10,000 views, and I've got nowhere near that many subscribers. So please subscribe. It does help me to keep doing this and these tutorials and stuff. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.